Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry I run a little bit late. We'll go ahead and call this executive committee meeting on this Monday, July 10th, 2023 to order. I have taken roll. We have everyone present. We do have a quorum. We have before you the approval for minutes on June 12th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by member Lehman, second by member Rogal. Any comments or questions, additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion has passed. I have bills in front of you, in front of me, anyway, of $1,575,588.32 for our general fund, sheriff sales tax fund, Veterans Administration Commission Fund, and our American Rescue Plan Act. Also, we have the additional regional planning budget bill of $4,453.08. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by member Rogal. Is there a second? Second by member Johnston. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion's carried. We'll move on to the departmental matters executive committee. I have two appointments. You see them in front of you, items A1, A and B, or A, I mean. I'm sorry, for the Ethics Commission, Trevor Sierra, whose standard procedure is for the first state attorney to be on that legal counsel, and our public commission, building commission, Michael Johnson. And so I'll so move. Is there a second? Second by member Metzger. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? Motion's carried. We do have another item here, request approval of purchase of asset essentials from Brightly Software. Mr. Nelson's here with us. I'll so move. Is there a second? Second by member Klein. Any comments or questions? Member Metzger.
All right, I have to find my stuff. Just a moment. I had a question about we're getting a discount because formerly IPA. Tell me what this is that we're getting a discount for.
Well, that's just basically them trying to get us in the door. It's the first year discount that they're throwing at us.
So we're putting all of this on the cloud.
Yes.
All right, and what kind of retention is that? How long are they going to, what's the retention on, say, we've got stuff that we're not going to use anymore, but we have to keep it? What kind of retention are we looking at? And
So the database will be up there for as long as we have an agreement with them, and we can download and export the data if we need to, if we discontinue the service. But we maintain, they'll help us get everything in initially, do the inventory of all the systems that are going in, and then the status of that gets updated by the facilities staff. If they retire a piece of equipment, they change the status in that to retired.
All right, so when we pull this, they're going to have to get this out. What kind of data or what kind of contract do we have to ensure that this data is pulled and that we have it and no one else has access to it?
Just the agreement that you've got in front of you.
I didn't see anything. That's what I'm concerned about, that if we don't use them anymore and our stuff's in the cloud, we have to make sure we get it back.
Yeah, we can download it ourselves from the
No,
system.
it's not that. It is if we don't want anybody else to have it. If we pull and we say no more
Yeah.
with you, it's sitting in the cloud, they need to give us assurance that our data is not still there and it is not available to another party. How would we ensure that?
I guess we can revisit it and ask them to do that. They are our number one provider in this space, so I think if they did that, they'd probably be out of business by now, but.
Cloud hasn't been going on that long, so they probably haven't had anybody pull their data or pull out of a contract and then request that this data is is removed and flushed from from the cloud. So
Yeah,
I think we need to understand what happens when that takes place.
Okay, I can write them and either get that updated information possibly before the board meeting Thursday, or.
As long as we have something that ensures that when we,
Sure,
it's
Yes.
mostly like when we would no longer use their services, because something else may come up better, right?
right,
That we make sure that nobody else, and that's the other thing, what kind of security are we seeing that would prevent anybody else from pulling this information, and seeing what kind of services that we have, what kind of equipment we have, what the age of our equipment is, and especially our systems equipment, right?
yeah, well, this is primarily.
This is
yeah,
primarily, I know, for,
Facilities, yeah. We're,
but,
we're not using it for IT equipment.
okay, so only the equipment for HVAC, that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
and not even necessarily all electronic. It can be doors, it can be, it could be anything that you can store as an asset, so.
okay, all right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Are you think capable of doing this before our board meeting?
I think we can, yeah. They've been very responsive with us so far, so.
Okay, what's your pleasure? I have a motion second on the floor. Can we take action?
I am fine with
Action
it
is-
proceeding as long as we can make sure that we, before the board agrees to it, that we've got those assurances. So I'm fine with it moving ahead. I don't want to stop it from moving ahead. I just want to make sure that we have some coverage there.
Okay, so item C1, we'll go ahead and take action on pending any further
Sure,
information
I'll
provided
try
by
to have
Mr.
materials ready prior to board Thursday.
Okay, all right, thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
I,
And opposed? And the motion has passed. We'll go on to.
Thank you.
Sir. Go on to item D, Behavioral Health Coordinating Council, Mr. McCall. Kevin, would you like to join us? We have request approval an event management, dining, hospitality, university facility agreement for public and nonprofit clients. It's on pages 16 through 31. This is for the forum.
Yes, it is.
I'm correct. And also move. Is there a second? Second by Member Lehman. Comments or questions? Member Schaefer?
Yeah, what I did not see in here was the parking. When we had it at the Marriott, there was free parking provided, and I know that Bone usually charges for parking, and can you address that issue, please?
Yeah, so it is not covered under this contract, but our plan is to have it covered through sponsorship by one of the many partners we've had in former behavioral health forums contributing financially to that. So we're hoping that that'll be the plan going forward.
So does that mean you're going to hand out like vouchers for people who attend the forum?
Yeah, they have forms there. I formerly worked in the Career Center at ISU, so it's something I'm familiar with, and they hand out validation in that way when it's paid for in that way.
I think that needs to be made very, very clear, because I think people may be put off by having to think they're going to have to pay to park
Sure.
and then maybe turn away.
Yeah,
So I want to make sure that we have that covered on parking.
We have a major focus on making this as accessible as possible, and that's certainly one of the items that we'll be looking at to make it more convenient for folks and not be a deterrent to attending the forum.
Okay. Anyone else? Member Johnson?
Just wanted to mention with the ISU Association that Member Klein and I will both need to abstain.
Understood. Okay. Anyone else? Comments? Noting 2 abstentions from Member Klein, Member Johnston. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion has passed. Thank you very much. And we'll go on to the report of the Finance Committee.
thank you, Chairman.
Member Metzger?
Yes, we have 2 items, and the first one is 5B1A, and that's receive and accept and place on file the popular annual financial report, the PAFR, effective, and it's data up to December 31st, 2022, and I so move.
Motion by Chair Metzger, second by Member Lehman. Comments or questions?
I just want to, this is an excellent summary of the financial pieces of this organization, taxes, all of that, where money goes, how much percentage, and I just encourage all of our board members to review that and actually utilize it as they meet with constituents and have those conversations, because the data is very understandable.
Simple and easy to
yes.
understand. That's correct. Anyone else, comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? And the motion is passed.
Our next one is actually the audit. We had a very good audit, so it's 5B1B, receive, accept, and place on file the outside auditor's report, including the annual comprehensive financial report, the AFR, the financial year ending December 31st, and there is a link to that, so it's 500 pages long or something, so, and I so move.
Motion by Chair Metzger, second by Member Schaefer. Comments or questions? Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? And the motion has passed.
And we'll have 3 items to present to the board.
Okay, thank you. We'll go on to the Health Committee report. Chairman Schaefer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Health Committee has no items for action today, but we will have an item for the board.
Thank you. Go on to Justice Committee report. Chairman Erickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Justice Committee has 7 items for action. The first item is item 5D1A, request approval of an ordinance by the McLean County Board amending Chapter 205 fees, Article VI, use of county morgue in the McLean County Code, and I so move.
Motion by Chairman Erickson. Is there a second? Second by Member Johnston. Any comments or questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion is carried.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to know if I can combine 5D, B, C, and E and F.
B, C, E. Crime Assistant again, Grant Children's Advocacy Center. And F,
Yes.
State's Attorney's Office. You're okay with that there? Oh,
It's for a separate, F is for the state's attorney, whereas E is for the CAC. But they're all for the Violent Crimes Victims Program.
Please, yeah. All for, okay, that's fine. Items B, C, E, and F, is there an objection in combining those? Hearing none, you may proceed.
All right, Justice Committee brings items 5D, 1B, C, E, and F. Item 5D, 1B, request approval of the Violent Crime Victims Assistance Program grant agreement between the Office of the Attorney General and County of McLean, CASA Grant 24-1065. Item 5D, 1C, request approval of the Violent Crime Victims Assistance Program grant agreement between the Office of the Attorney General and County of McLean, CAC, Grant 24-1030. Item 5D1E, request approval of a grant agreement between Children's Advocacy Centers of Illinois and Children's Advocacy Center of McLean County, number 221203. And item 5D1F, request approval of a Violent Crime Victims Assistance Program grant agreement with the County of McLean State's Attorney's Office, Grant 24-1070, and I so move.
Motion by Chairman Erickson for items B, C, E, and F. Is there a second? Second by Member Klein. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion has passed.
Next item on the agenda, Mr. Chairman, is item 5D1D, request approval of a grant agreement between Illinois Association of Court-Appointed Special Advocates and County of McLean, and I so move.
Motion by Chairman Erickson. Is there a second? Second by Member Johnston. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion has passed.
Last item on the agenda is item 5D1G, request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2023 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance for Fund 0452 Metcom, and I so move.
Motion by Chairman Erickson, second. Second by Member Schaefer. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. And the motion has passed.
Mr. Chairman, the Justice Committee has no other items for action, and we have 2 additional items to be presented to the board. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll go on to item E, Property Committee Report. Chair Lehman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Property Committee has no items to be presented for action this evening. We do have a couple items to be presented for the board. The one you see as E2A, as well as the item that'll be brought up in stand-up around energy contracts. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
It will be brought up in stand-up, right? Okay, thank you very much. Let's go on to item F, Land Use and Development Committee. Chair Klein.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. The Land Use and Development Committee has no items for action today, but we will be bringing 3 items for action at the board on Thursday.
Okay, thank you. Transportation Committee. Chairman Rogal.
The Transportation Committee has no items for action, but we'll have 2 items to present to the board.
Okay, thank you very much. And we'll go on to the report of our county administration. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Chairman McIntyre. H1A is the first item I present for action. It's request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2023 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance for Fund 0163. That's the ARPA funds.
It's the ARPA fund. Okay, is there a motion? Motion by Member Schaefer, second by Member Johnston. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. And opposed. And the motion has passed.
Thank you. Next is H1B, request of approval of a resolution for the June 27, 2023 construction letting for the Kamlara Park side roads.
Is there a motion? Second by, motion by Member Lehman, second by Member Rogal. Is that correct? Yes. Any comments? Good to see this being done, anyway. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? And the motion has passed.
Thank you, sir. Next up is H1C, request approval of a bid by Design Developers for replacement of the exterior brick at the nursing home. It's on page 186.
On page 186, okay. Is there a motion? Motion by Member Klein, second by Member Lehman. Any comments or questions? Yes, Member Metzger.
That bid's replacing just parts and pieces, because this bid's awful low if you're replacing all of the brick.
It's not replacing all of the brick. It would be replacing the damaged brick and doing tuck pointing in areas where there is moisture or needs replacement.
All right, what percentage of that building are we looking at? No idea.
They completed an assessment and walkthrough with each of 3 different firms that were interested in bidding this project. And it was areas identified by the maintenance staff that work for the nursing home.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Any other questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed.
Thank you very much. I have nothing else to report this evening.
Okay, anybody else have any other businesses? Well, good. I don't have anything for today, maybe on Thursday. Thank you all for coming, and this meeting is adjourned.